Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? My Zoom is doing something kind of crazy. And if y'all just bear with me, I got to make sure we're right here. Got to make sure we're right. All right. All right. Goodness gracious. 11. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. My name is Chad Free, and I am a wealth strategist. I'm coming to you from just outside of Greenville, South Carolina, in a little town called Fountain Inn. And it feels like 11 degrees here this morning. And last week, ruined me. That's what we say down here. It was 70 in the 70s. So anyway, kind of crazy. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. I've got a good one for you. We're going to take a little trip back to my past a bit, and I'm going to tell you a little story. So before we get started, let's start with our affirmations. And y'all know the deal. We're all going to come off of mute, and we're going to sound like angelic voices. When we harmonize together, we're going to say this. Only say it if you mean it. Don't you say it if you don't mean it. All right? So everybody on three, come off of mute and let's say these words together. 1, 2, 3.
I am created on purpose for a purpose. You are created for a purpose.
All right. Good deal. See how beautiful that sounded? That sounded so pretty. Listen, y'all know me. I don't usually have this outline and a book put together and the opening and the intro and the key points and all this stuff right here. I just kind of speak from the heart. So this morning I really didn't know what to say, and I'm doing my quiet time and I'm being still, and I'm trying to do the whole 2 chairs thing, which is kind of cool. Y'all need to look that up. 2 chairs. That means if you pray and you're talking for 2 minutes, just be quiet for 4 minutes. I did that this morning, and I shouldn't be kind of blown away, because he'll talk back to you. God will talk back to you. But I got a good one this morning. Very much clarity in what I'm going to say. I want to take you back. We're going to go on a trip to the ski slopes. All right. If you don't know how to ski, don't worry about it. We're not going to literally, put skis on and go down the mountain or nothing like that. But I think it'll be comical. I think there's a good lesson. And then, as you know, my company name is Black Diamond Money Moves. All right. How cool is that? I get a lot of people that say that's a cool name until they can't say it and they say Black Market Money Moves. And I'm like, hey, you got to slow down. If you're going to say stuff, you need to slow down. It's Black Diamond Money Moves. But anyway, very recently, I had a huge revelation, just simply with the name of this company. And many of you know my story about, I'm a family man and come from a good family, but really craved the attention of my dad coming up. All right. Won't go all into detail on that, but basically, my mom showed a lot of love and affection. My dad was on the other side of the spectrum, stone cold hustling machine, hardly no emotion. All right. He just got after it. And as a child, you didn't like, hey, can I get a little bit of this from what my mom is showing me? So I remember probably 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, my dad taking me snow skiing. All right. And so he forget the bunny slopes or the kiddie slopes and all of that. I mean, he just went ahead and he put me on the, on the intermediate slope or whatever. I had the dad that threw me in the water. You know what I'm saying? Swim, boy. And honest, I mean, he was right there. Look, I'm talking to my dad like that. My dad's a great man, and we're like this right here. We are tight. Okay. But the way he was made me into the way that I am. All right. So anyway, He taught me how to snowplow. Anybody ever heard of that, snowplow, as it pertains to skiing? Put a 5 in the chat if you have any kind of clue what I'm talking about. Put a 5 in the chat if you know what snowplowing means. And if you don't, I don't think anybody knows. One person knows. Okay, got it. Couple people. All right, yeah. So what that is you take your skis, can't really see it like this, but your skis are pointed. And basically it's plowing the snow up. And that means that you are in control. That means that you're slow, you're going slow, right? And if you need to slow down further, I mean, let's just see how low you can go. I'm talking split. So he's teaching me this. And of course I fall down 21, 20 times, right? But after about the 4th time, I kind of started getting it. I kind of started understanding and practicing this whole thing of snowplow. And basically what snowplowing means is you're not going to run off the side of a mountain uncontrollably, right? You're in control. So I'm going down this mountain, and all of a sudden I hear my dad chant, "Ski King, look at that Ski King." And he's, "Go, King, go." He's called me a Ski King. I've never heard those words come out of his mouth, but that's the first time we went skiing too. But anyway, Ski King. Now, I'm getting a compliment. I'm getting, like, he's cheering me on. I've never heard that before. Not from my dad. Right? I mean, go, boy, go, got it. And I'm like, I'm in my feels, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm ready to go, do the peppermint patty off the whole thing. And like let me, like that right there on the Olympics, that big jump and stuff. I'm ready to go because the way he felt about me and what he was giving me and the inspiration, I can do anything, especially since my dad said it. So here I am, I'm the Ski King. And he wouldn't stop bragging on me all day long, right? And I remember going down at some point in time at the bottom, and they got these, you got the blue, you got the green, and then you got black diamond. Oh, yeah. And beside black diamond, it said experts only, advanced. Like if you can do that, that's you the bomb.com, right? So I remember, I can't say I remember it clearly, but the whole story is about to let you know that I had a revelation that one day I'm going to be able, if my dad's proud of me right here, and I'm that big of a hero right now in his eyes, I'm going to do those black diamonds one day. What would it be then? Now, that's my childhood, okay? Now, so he taught me how to snowplow, and I was physically in control. All right. Now, this had such a big mental impact on my life that it wasn't until recently, a couple of weeks ago, maybe. No, I had a small revelation a couple of weeks ago, but it wasn't until just a few days ago that I was looking back at some of my pictures, and I have an app on my phone from my first company. I had a specialized app, and it was the free group. All right, now check this out. This had to be in 2013 when I had that developed or whatever, maybe 2015. But regardless, you know what it was? It was a fancy F, and it was inside of a black diamond. Y'all know where I'm going with this? I ain't thought about black diamond. Listen, I know y'all might think that I could be on the Olympics and all that. I'm not a great skier. Okay. I can ski. I've taught a lot of people to ski. I'm about to share another story here in just a minute. But what I'm telling you is, just because the name Black Diamond Money Moves, that doesn't mean that I'm just an expert skier at all. But what it does mean is that stuck with me from when I was 11 or 12 years old all the way up until a grown man. And I'm having this realization. So then my company name is Black Diamond Money Moves. What I'm sitting here telling you without just explaining it and painting this picture any further is I didn't even realize that's where it came from. See, it was so much in control of me. Remember, when I realized that I was living my life to be like my dad about 4 years ago, when I had that revelation, because he did this, he did that, and he did that in his life. And when God revealed that I've been sitting there trying to live out his life instead of focusing on mine and my purpose, and I was comparing my chapter 2 to his chapter 10, that's when I started getting clarity. I started getting a lot of clarity in who I was, and that I'm in my own race, right? I'm not in a race against anybody. And it's my job to pursue who God created me to be. But what I'm telling you is that has literally, in different aspects of my life, it made an impact from all the way back in childhood. Now, granted, I've got clarity in my life because if I had not, that vice or that whatever would still be controlling me. I wouldn't be present. I'd still be running on that hamster wheel. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes or yes? So that is a cool revelation because I'm able to go back and connect all the dots from childhood. It's just crazy. I got to tell you another funny story before I go to my next part of this. So my brother was 5 years younger than me, 5.5 years, something like that. And I remember him taking both of us. And we'd only go once a year. So my dad would have to help me the first 3 or 4 times that we went, especially when you get off of the actual chairlift, right? That was always a thing. Good God. It's like you'd get off and then all of a sudden, bam, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't do nothing about it. And then you're worried about people behind you because they're going to run all over you. But anyway, so I'm holding on to my dad, right? I'm holding on to his waist. Now he's got his skis way out there. He's snow plowing. All right. I got my skis underneath his legs and I'm holding on. Funniest sight you ever seen in your life. And then my brother, he is in front of my dad and he's got the poles. My dad's got the poles right here about waist high. And my brother's got a hold of them poles. So here, all 3 of us come down this mountain. And something happens and I start losing control of my grip. Now, this is a funny story to break this up, right? I start losing control and I start falling down. I start going all the way down. And here I come underneath his legs. He busts out laughing so much, we all fell. Okay. That was just a funny I had to share with you. So anyway. All right. The next part of this is clarity. Clarity. Once you decide to take control and you decide to start pursuing who God created you to be, that purpose. I didn't say you figure it out and then ask God to put his stamp on it. I'm saying, let's get in line with what he already has planned for you. That's called yielding. That's called alignment. Because sometimes we focus on the assignment and then we want to, hey, then I'll get in a line. You need to get in alignment first, and then your assignment becomes more and more clear. Clarity is power. clarity is so much power, because guess what? Now you're starting to be aware of things in your life, both professionally and personally. When you have clarity, you'll recognize the blessings and you stop taking them for granted. You'll recognize opportunities where you can serve people that maybe have come into your path for a particular reason. Clarity is power, because you're not just winging it. All right. So I don't know if he's on here still or not, but Will Owens is an advisor that I just brought on. And I asked him to come on here, and there he is. There he is. I see him. All right.
Yeah, here I am.
There he is. Okay. So back in the day, and I'm not going to take full credit for this, but I was eventually, once I was a teenager and could drive, I taught several people how to ski. Now I don't know. I can't remember, because it's a long time ago, but I can't remember if Will was one of them or not, but I know he was a beginner too when we went. All right. Will wore glasses back then, and I remember us doing the same thing. We skipped the bunny slopes. I was preaching snowplow to him and all that good stuff. Finally, you start getting it and you start understanding it. You feel like you're in control. Here we go. We're ready to have some fun now. So I would go down a little bit and I'd stop and I'd wait for him to come down, make sure he was good. And then you get it. I will stay out in front. He'd come down, turn around, bam, he's good. Well, they had snow blowers going this time. And if you know anything about the snow blowing machines, snow making machines, sometimes it can really affect your eyesight. And you realize the need to have goggles on. All right. So here I am. We come down this mountain, and I'm doing my normal thing. And this one had a little curve to it, right? So I couldn't really see him until he come around the curve. So I have stopped, I positioned myself, and I'm waiting on Will. Where's Will at? He should be here anytime. Surely he didn't fall. Well, meanwhile, this lady had fallen down. And if you go skiing, there's a lot of people that fall down a lot. This lady had all white on. She had a white ski bibs from top to bottom. She probably had a white, stocking cap on and everything. Well, here comes Will. And Will's not snowplowing. Will's got them skis straight. And he's coming in like a wrecking ball. And all of a sudden, he ain't in control, okay? He ain't in control. And he definitely don't have clarity, because he's heading right towards this girl who is wiped out. And he doesn't stop. He doesn't try to fall down before or anything. And he plows this girl. That's the only plow that took place, is him plowing into her. Thankfully, they were okay. All right. But I get there to him. I'm like, man, you all right? You all right? He said, brother, I couldn't even see. All I saw was two skis. So he just saw her two skis, and that white just kind of blended in, right? Because his glasses were all fogged up and with all that snow. So he didn't have clarity, and it caused an accident. And that was funny. And y'all need to be laughing more than you are. Y'all ain't awake. I mean, this is funny to me. Y'all just act like it's funny. Okay.
I appreciate you sharing that, Chad.
Do you with that? Yeah. Hey, welcome to our show this morning. All right. Now you know why I invited you. But anyway, good times, good times, good times. But here's the thing. You can have clarity physically with your eyes, but also there's such thing as having clarity in your life, mentally and spiritually. I just want to kind of start landing the plane as we talk about this. When you decide to take control, and when you take control and you start pursuing who God created you to be, you start gaining clarity. And then When you do those two things, you automatically start gaining confidence. You know, Rebecca Black talks about it all the time. You don't just wake up and have confidence. You're not just born with confidence. It's a muscle that's built. But the confidence that I have is not in me, it's in who I belong to and the work that he's already done in my life. And when I decided again to submit to what he wants to do in my life, this isn't some kind of prosperity gospel. Let me get that straight. Not sure I believe much in all that. But I started understanding the abundant, living life abundantly, really doing what he created you to do. You're kind of in your wheelhouse. And guess what? Now I understand what all these verses mean, because he's brought the right partners in my life. He brings the right clients to me that I'm supposed to serve. Now, I don't just sit back and not do anything. Make sure you understand that too. I'm putting stuff out there. I'm being obedient best I can. I'm not perfect by no means. But I realize that I can't do it on my own. And every day I submit to him and at least just want to be going in the direction. Sometimes we get caught up in the destination, and we need to be aware and present for this journey that we're on. And so it's super, super important. And that's when you take control, you have clarity, and you develop confidence. So I want to ask you, I'm 50 years old now. I've been on this new journey of living sold out, unashamedly, bold, sharing these kind of stories for about 4 years now. But it took 4 years for me to start connecting the dots. That the black diamond money move, how crazy is that? It was very clear that came from my childhood. That came from me still. We were so impressionable back then. And it's okay. I'm glad to call it, because you know what? My dad is not in control of me. He never was, but I allowed that to be. God is the source. But I want to ask you a question. Is there somebody in your life that is in control of you that you don't know? I want to ask you this. Is there a situation or a time that has happened in your life that is still controlling you? I haven't talked about this illustration in a while, but we all have our own bus. And we're responsible with that bus. We drive our bus. We are supposed to be in control of our bus. But what people do you have in your life on that bus that's been a part of your life? The good, the bad, the ugly situations and people. We all have these people in our bus and on our bus. But who is driving our bus? I can remember a point in time, if I was being honest with you, if I had my bus, I didn't know I had a bus. Y'all didn't know you had a bus till this morning, right? Until just like 2 minutes ago when I told you got a bus. All right, I'm driving the bus. My dad's been on the front seat of this bus the whole time. And if I came to a four-way stop sign and I felt my heart tugging that I needed to go to the left, I need to go to the left, I need to go to the left, I would allow my dad to hit him to tap me on the shoulder. Son, we always go right here. Listen, there's nothing wrong with getting advice. There's nothing wrong with getting guidance. But understand, you're in control of that bus. And if you don't want to kick them off the bus, you can put them in the back seat. Put him on the very back seat and tell him, hey, there's no talking right here on this bus. I mean, on this seat back here. Some of you need to kick some people off your bus. Some people need to put their people under the bus, whether it's people or situations. Maybe it was an ex that is completely still in control of you because they played mind games with you. Maybe it was a devastating event that still has grips around you and has a grasp on you like none other. But let me give you some clarity. God is in control, and I'm not in your shoes. I'm not in your shoes, and I don't pretend to be. Let me stop right there. I'm just speaking from my experience, okay? When I get yayed up like this, and I know y'all know that I get yayed up, I'm talking from my experience. I will never, ever, 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 and people that know me know this, I will never point my finger down at anybody, or you should, or you shouldn't. That is not my place. I want to come from a pure posture in my heart. And I'm going to tell you, I will tell you about who you should look to, Because if I can encourage you this morning, all things work together for the good. All things, not all the great things, not all the pretty good things, but all things. That's the ugly, ugly things too, and the bad things. Those things sometimes you have to go through to equip you to get you right here where you are right now, to prepare you to be able to carry out your purpose. Sometimes purpose changes, guys. I don't know if I'm speaking to anybody today, but I just want to tell you right now, God is in control. And when you give him control, you will start having clarity in your life, and you will start walking in confidence of who he created you to be. And he'll start using you left and right. I promise you. But the big thing that I want to tell you right now is just me realizing the remnants, even the what do you call it? Residual effects, which I'm glad now, because guess what? That's another story I can tell when I'm on stage about the Black Diamond Money Moves, the Ski King. You know what else too? I got this shirt probably 2 years ago, and my family makes fun of it. Now, this is a Christian shirt. I'm about to show you this shirt, but how crazy is this? It's got a verse on the back, but I got 2 of them because they're comfortable. But is that crazy too? Black Diamond Money Moves King? I don't know. Maybe this is just, again, all me. I want to encourage you guys, do some introspection. Make sure that nothing, what's holding you back? Is there anything holding you back? Because you need to be released from that. And understand, take that right there, spin it around, that God was equipping you to carry out what you were supposed to do and your purpose in this life. That's all I got to say. I cannot believe I got all the way up to 8:44. All right. So, anybody got anything to say? Brock, I know you laugh, man. I land that plane. Sometimes it's nice and smooth. Sometimes, y'all have seen them videos. Bam, bam, bam. All right. If y'all don't have anything to say, I'm going to hop off here, but y'all are welcome. Come on my calendar. I invite you anytime. I'm always here for you. All right. I really am. However I can be, whenever I can be, and whoever I can be for you. That's just where my heart is. So appreciate you guys. Tomorrow morning, 8:15, Brock the Rock Talks. I love you, mean it. See ya.